we're filming.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't
if
know.
you want.
Yeah, there is no problem. But then, girl, sorry.
Yes. So hello,
Hello.
hello, and welcome
Thank you.
to Orange Jazz. How are you? How are you feeling? It's like after the concert.
Yeah, I am coming down from the bus. It was really, really fun. It was a long journey towards here. Like it was a lot
Ooh.
of anticipation and you know
Like
then-
thinking what is happening and so on.
yeah, a lot of anticipation, and then we had a little trio show this afternoon. Yeah, feels like a day that went by super quick, but at the same time,
It took a long time
Yeah.
to finish.
Yeah,
And it's
yeah.
not finished yet.
and it's not finished yet. But yeah,
Yes.
I feel good. Thank you.
I need to tell you that I found you through Eurosonic.
Okay.
And you are the most listened artist to me. Like after I found you, I was like keep putting on repeat the songs that you had, and I was like, wow,
Thank
this
you
is
so
nice,
much.
this is so nice.
Thank you.
So I really wanted to discover more about you and
Thank you.
see more than the music.
Thank you so much.
Yes. So for the people that don't know you, who are you, and what would you say about your music?
My name is Adja. I am from Belgium, living in Brussels, and I have a background in theater as well as music. What is my music about? What is my music about? It's a lot of speaking about the microcosm of my experience, how it reflects into the world, and the kind of inner world, outer world, inner world. It's a lot about relationships, not necessarily romantic ones, but a lot about what drives us as humans. And then I guess every song is like a little moment of catharsis, like a moment that I had. So every song feels a little bit like a moment of catharsis, and then like a in het Nederlands uitvergroting.
I will translate it.
A magnifying of one feeling.
Okay.
Also very much like a personage in a theater piece. Like it's a little part of you, but you amplify it so much that it becomes a person in and of itself. But it's just this one story of your tree of branches that has a lot of stories. I made it sound so much more complicated than
But it's beautiful. And it's true because I was relating to your lyrics. And actually, I was questioning about the "Told You So."
Yeah,
I was like, "Oh, who is she talking about?" But then, and now I found out.
Yeah, and actually, I rarely, if ever, share that story. But today, I felt compelled to share this story. Yeah.
So you have a theater background.
I do.
When did you start?
When I was 6.
Ooh.
Yeah. So my passion was speaking. I just can't shut up.
I love that.
I used to walk around with like a little radio with a cassette tape and a microphone, and I would interview people. Actually, I would ask them how they feel today, and then they would tell me, and then I would play them. And they didn't enjoy that.
Oh.
Not always.
But yeah, this made them realize how maybe to change their answer.
I don't know.
Time.
Yeah, they have called me as a child often a confronting little presence, because I would be fascinated by people how they felt, and then I would want to and play it. And so for a long time I wanted to become an actress. Up until I was 21, I did theater studies all throughout like high school, and then after a while I realized I didn't necessarily want to play anybody else. I just wanted to tell stories, but I enjoyed writing them and playing them, and more noticed I'm mostly playing myself. So I might as well. And then I always enjoyed singing, and my best friends in high school were in the jazz department. So I was in the theater department, they were in the jazz department, and then during lunchtime they would like explain to me what is a jazz standard, and we would write jazz standards together. And after a while, 21, 22, I realized like I think singing might be something, because I love to use my voice. I love to tell stories, and I don't necessarily love repertoire like Shakespeare. Like I'd rather recreate something myself.
Yeah.
So yeah, and then this kind of happens.
Oh, lovely. And when did you start the band?
Well, I don't know if you can relate, but I was making my bachelor piece for my theater education, and because I had a deadline, I really didn't want to do it, so I started focusing on something else. I wrote my first songs during the period that I had to finish my bachelor thesis and bachelor. And then someone told me that there was a music competition in which I could send those songs, and then professionals from the field in Belgium would handpick people that they would like to, kind of like a showcase, a competition just for people in the sector. And then I did that, and then they told me that I could come and play for them, and I was like, but I've never had a band. And so I started calling people, and yeah, that was my first band experience, this competition.
When was this?
This was December 2021. So,
okay.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Okay.
So the project is 4 years old this month.
So are the same people that you started with?
Well, kind of, sort of. We're in total with 8 because the 2 backing vocals are not there. And we started with 11 because I wanted to make a big impression. So I thought, let's,
yeah.
And then a couple of people left because it was too much to manage. Some people wanted to do their own stuff. And then there was a turnover a couple of times of drummer and organist. Because organ and piano and Rhodes, the combination of everything was not super easy to find.
Yeah.
So yeah, but the trumpetist is there since the beginning, the guitarist too, and the double bass player as well.
Nice.
Yeah.
And then you had your first album in 2023?
Yeah, my first EP. Yes, you are.
I did my research. And how was like to prepare the album? Did you write all the lyrics?
You're kind to call it an album, but it was like,
still
a mini album, sure.
Yeah.
How was it? It was extremely stressful.
I was asking all the artists, and everybody said that the first one is like the most stressful one.
Absolutely. There was also, I had such an urgency of like, so my whole conservatory studies, I took 11 years. On and off, stopping, going to travel, coming back. I'll do jazz, no, I'll do theater. And actually the problem was just that I was a perfectionist, and every time that I had to finish something, I would go somewhere else because I didn't dare to finish something and I didn't dare to show anything. And then after 11 years, I did finish my theater degree and I finished those first songs. And then all of a sudden this band was there, and kind of the opposite happened, where I felt such urgency to make this happen and to finish something that I could hold, which was this final.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, that was stressful because there was already a lot of backstory of like learning how to finish something and just kind of letting people be part of the process. Because that's what I was afraid of, that people would, see the process, see the fact that it was not maybe completely finished, but this is what we made in this point in time, and now we move on. That was something that I had to work through, and now it's a lot easier. But that first time, it was like, I imagine like a bottle of fluid with like on top a candle that is completely melted over the top, and the fluid has to kind of, like it was
just like, come here, we need to take it out.
It was tough, but yeah.
And then how it was for the second one?
It was tough for different reasons, because I did it already, and now it was like the first debut album, so like with an EP, people are like, oh, cute,
hello, we have a new artist.
Exactly. And then the album, it's like they say that it's like your visitekaart, like
business card.
It's your business card. So there was the part of me that wanted to do all of the things that I didn't do in my EP, and there was a part of me that was mostly just so focused on all the practicalities of making it happen. I wanted to go in the studio with 15 people, so there was a lot of conversations with people for support, for this, for that, and we recorded the album in August, and by May there were no songs. There was money, everything was organized, but there were no songs.
A lot of pressure.
I felt a lot of pressure, and I wrote an album about capitalism.
That's
so,
good.
Voilà,
That's
there
good.
you go. It was very meta. It was like, I'm feeling so much pressure to voilà.
This is a problem. Let's talk about it.
Exactly.
It's very good.
Exactly.
I wanted to ask you about the song with the package is delivered.
Yes, yeah. Package delivered by tomorrow.
Package delivered by tomorrow. What is the story behind it?
Yeah. So this is a song where I do not go into the depths of my own heart and sing my story. I am singing from the perspective of a sales lady who is trying to sell you literal happiness. And I was inspired by public commute, mostly, like sitting on the bus and looking at people. Like you're sitting on the bus and then you see the Deliveroo guy who is like dreaming and smoking a joint and has to get somewhere, but he's stuck in traffic. Or then you see a lady who is trying to get on the metro with her buggy and people observing. And this song came about with this image of a telemarketer calling people all day, trying to sell literal happiness in the form of a subscription, because everything is on subscription these days. And so she's calling actually this Deliveroo guy. And the outro of the song is like the weekend. She's been trying to call him from Monday to Friday. The weekend we have the slowdown. He's probably at his home after dreaming the whole week of like what he's gonna do on the weekend for himself. And then the weekend comes and he's stoned and he just wants to play video games. And this lady is leaving messages and that was the
okay. And you know, because when I was listening to your songs, I was like thinking about your love life.
Oh yeah.
So I want to ask you if you're comfortable with that. How is your love life?
My love life is, and I'm very, very lucky to say that I have a wonderful love life.
Oh, lovely.
Yes. My partner is the guitarist.
Oh, that's really nice.
Very, very nice.
Okay, that's really nice.
And luckily also very easy to work together, because I don't think that that's a given. Even if you have a great relationship, to be able to work together, of course, sometimes there's stress, and then a little part of the relationship is taking into the or vice versa, mostly the other way around. I take it home and then he's like, but we've done this whole weekend. Now I just want to read my book.
That's cute.
Other than that, he is literally the sweetest, softest person. He taught me the guitar. He also pushed me through this first EP like you cannot believe. And he's wonderful. We've been together almost 7 years.
Oh, that's lovely. Because so you see, I was listening to your songs and I was mistaken. I was like thinking you were talking about your love life, and I was like, oh,
I was talking about my friendships.
But because you're like talking about your emotions. So this is like this is good, because like more people can relate to that.
Yeah, and you know, love is love. Me, I talk often about friendships that I've lost. And it has been like that throughout my entire life, that my relationships with my friends have been maybe more straining on my heart than my romantic partners, because for some reason I've had an easier time with natural, organic, like letting go of. And I've been single for long stretches of time and I feel comfortable, but my friendships go so deep. And then when I feel misunderstood or they feel misunderstood, or again, like the point of being a confronting person, I have learned now better timing. Better timing also, like, you know, sometimes people don't want to solve a problem at the moment, but I'm a problem solver type of person. So all throughout my teenage years, those same friends that I referred to who taught me what was a jazz standard, or like if they would kind of go onto roads with guys or with whatever substances, whatever that I would see, I would be there immediately to be like, no, don't do it, and to the point where people sometimes pushed me away because it was too fast, too soon, too. So yeah, knowing if it's your place at the moment to be that person. That empathy also has a lot of different faces. It's not only problem solving, very important. Yeah. And so a lot of songs are about trying really hard and then not succeeding. Yeah. And also, it's not because we're in a very happy relationship that I don't have strong emotions, and sometimes not positive. And sometimes we live together for 7 years as well. We are both in the same project. We both do music, but we have to have our own autonomous. Yeah. And we are so close with everything that we also need to actively decide, you don't have to be a part of this process. Like, I'm feeling something, it's fine. I'll write a song about it. You'll hear it later. You know? Yeah. Beautiful.
And now the plans for the future. You just launched a song.
So yeah,
what do you plan with it? Yeah.
I did a single.
Yeah.
What are my plans with it? To maybe somehow work it in the set in a way that flows well, because it's again a slow down. I often get the feedback like, it's nice, but it's so slow. I like it slow. Yeah. So, but
we need to slow down and listen to slow music.
Yeah, sometimes. So. See where it fits, maybe see how I can connect it to a little performance, a little, I'm not sure yet. And like the plans for the future this year is I really want to learn some new skills. Yeah.
Like what?
Like I would like to produce.
Ooh.
Yeah. I would like to produce one, and I would like to find more ways to integrate movement into my creative process.
Yeah.
I like to move, and it's been 4 years of like figuratively producing, starting things, finishing things, and then now I feel like it has been great, and now I want to learn some stuff again.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, may this year be like this. Like,
Thank you so much.
Learn. Yeah. Good.
And I want to play.
Yay!
For anyone listening,
Yes.
I want to play concerts.
Do you have, let's say, 3 wish list locations that you want to play, or festivals?
Well, there's one in Belgium that is called Couleur Café.
Mm-hmm.
I would love to play there.
Mm-hmm.
I would love to play on any cool festival in London. That's kind of a spot that I would like to go to. And I would love, this is also random, I would love to play somewhere where it's warm.
Oh,
where the sun is shining.
Yes, okay.
That would be amazing, because I mean, there's a lot of cool places to play, but it's also the travel with the band and being together in a place to enjoy. It would be so cool to take them somewhere where the sun is shining.
Yeah,
that would
enjoy
be
the sun.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, fingers crossed for that.
Yes.
And now, last thing that we do at the interview is, if you want to leave the listeners with a thought, an idea, a quote, something that you would like them to remember.
Yeah. It's not an exact quote, but once every year I have my Brené Brown moment. Do you know Brené Brown? Yeah. So once every year I'm like, she's so amazing, and I start quoting her and reading her new book. And there was a conversation that she was having on a podcast where she was kind of mapping empathy and why people are struggling with it nowadays. There is a lot of talk about like empathy fatigue. And such things. And she was talking in the context of social media that there should be made a distinct difference between sensory overload, which makes you want to retreat because you want to protect yourself from enmeshment, which is like, enmeshment is when you're completely absorbed and you don't know where you begin and I end, and you're absorbing that pain, over-identification. And so sensory stimulation can do that as well, where you feel enmeshed and you want to pull away. And then people feel guilty because they're like, but I do have empathy, but like I can't today and I can't now, and I don't have money and I don't have that. So to make kind of a distinction between your right to protect your senses and having cognitive empathy for other people's suffering. And the comparison that she made is like, imagine someone sitting in a pit. It's like 5 meters deep in the street, and they're like sitting in it. Empathy is stopping, maybe sitting down next to the pit and being like, I see that you're having a really tough time there. Hold on, help is on the way. In the meantime, I keep you company. But like, it's not jumping in the pit.
Oh yeah, true.
And it's also not walking past the pit being like, this is too much for me.
Yeah,
you know.
Yeah.
So it's difficult when things are developed to take your attention. And I struggle with that, like with feelings of like powerlessness, and then trying to justify for myself why I didn't, etc., etc. Whilst at the same time, we are so sensorically overstimulated constantly that it's not helpful when you're enmeshed in other people's pain.
Yeah.
So I found that something to chew on. And yeah, let us all look for nuance and have conversations.
Beautiful. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. It was a pleasure.